Today we are with Managing Director of SMR, Markus Moll, and we will speak about the stainless steel market. For the stainless steel market, the most important news in last years for Italy is the acquisition of Acciai Speciali Terni by Arvedi Group. In your opinion, what will change for the European stainless market with this acquisition?
Well, first of all, hello from Austria here to Italy, to the south side of the Brenner. I'm very pleased for the first time, actually, that I can speak virtually here. I've been on previous conferences, etc., and hope that we see each other in person also again. Now, of course, that was the big story of last year, because one of the four big mills in Europe being for sale for such a long time, then there were two contenders officially. There were some other companies, and you know, this process was repeated from 5 years ago, etc. 5 years ago, there were even some private equity companies interested in AST. And now the solution that has been found is definitely optimal. I would say this is almost the best solution, that could have happened for the company and also for the market. When you look at Arvedi as a group, it always has been one of the biggest consumers or buyers of AST material. And now you could assume, because Arvedi has its tube division and has its growing Arinox division, and in total I would say they have around 100,000 tons minimum, you know, what they can buy from, or what they would buy from AST. Now, the first reflection that I would have is, this is not good for the competitors of Arinox and Ilta Inox, you know, because Arvedi could, you know, prefer his own subsidiary companies and change the terms and everything to the disadvantage of the others. But the more you think about it, I do not believe that this is going to happen. I met Mr. Arvedi only once in my life, and but I know, of course, a lot about him from the people who work for him, etc. He's primarily an industrialist, and only in the second term he's an economist, I would say, So he's always looking for the long term, and he usually, and I know that from his other assets, he's maximizing the output of these assets. Now we all know that AST internally has a melt shop that can do almost 1.5 million tons if everything is operating, and I think this is the strategic target of Mr. Arvedi, to increase the melt shop production, keep both melt lines open, and therefore, and this is very clear, he needs his existing customers as well. AST has always been the strategic partner of big volume stainless steel consumers or transformers, either it is welded tube and pipe or re-rollers, and I think that AST needs them as much as they need him, and this is why I believe that there won't be much changes per se. Let's not forget, and many probably don't know that, Italy is for flat products the biggest market in Europe, and why is this the case? Because you have a number of these tube makers and also re-rollers, etc., in Italy, which you don't have somewhere else. So I don't think it is in the interest of Arvedi that his domestic market will shrink, and he knows he has to keep them competitive.
Okay, second question, you answer a bit. How do you think the asset of Arvedi will integrate with Terni, and is there a possibility to a duplication for the tube production?
Well, if you look at the AST tube division, to be officially Terni, which is focused on exhaust tubes, on ferritics, you know, and this, and the Ilta Inox, they are completely different in terms of technology. Here you have HF welding, on the other you have mostly thick and plasma welding. Plasma you have on both sides, but the the end-use segments, the market segments are different. So I don't think that an integration of those, probably they will create a tube division, yes, okay, but these will still be two companies operating in their fields. And of course, Dubby Fischer's challenge will be that the e-mobility is shrinking their future business. This is no secret that is going to happen. Yeah? But on the cold rolling side, the Terni facilities and Arinox are completely different businesses. Yeah? Precision strip. So also there, I don't see much sense in integrating them, neither by location. Sestri Levante is a fantastic plant here. It's worldwide by far the biggest precision strip mill. Yeah? And I believe that this will remain quite independent from each other. That's at least what I believe, and how I know Mr. Arvedi, that he's probably keeping it that way. So integration here is not a big thing, of course. And of course, they will get in the future their hot band from Terni, but there's nothing new. That was in the past the same thing. So, yeah.
Speaking about the investment, what do you think that it is needed, in your opinion, in Terni?
Well, first of all, Terni, and I read something on your publication 3 days ago where Mr. Arvedi said we will be cost competitive, okay? At the moment, Terni is not the lowest cost producer in Europe, and I must say it will probably never be the lowest cost producer. Also, no secret, Terni as a location has some disadvantages on the raw material side as much as on the logistical, let's say it that way. And Italy, when we talk about energy, and this is electricity and gas, is amongst the highest in Europe, you know, and all that, blah, blah, blah. So he has to deal with that. But what he can do, and this is what I said, he can increase the volume. In order to increase the volume, probably, and Terni is the highest plant with a hot roll share. About 50% of what Terni is doing is hot roll coils, either black or #1. Yeah? And all other competitors in Europe has much lower shares of hot rolled material. Yeah? So that means there is room for 1 or 2 centimeter mills. So I'm pretty sure that on the cold rolled side, they will plan some investments, and this includes then annealing and pickling, you know, and the whole thing. But at the same time, with a higher melt shop production, so that also the existing clients will be served in the future as well. From a marketing, I see growth potentials, particularly also in North America. AST has been an important supplier to North America. And has lost that market, and I'm pretty sure that this is one of the regions where they want to increase their presence in the near future. Yeah?